Hey, 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 people! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca. I film from Kaduna, Nigeria. If today is your first time here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for all the support. So today I am introducing a series, the wedding series. It's my anniversary month and I thought it wise to do a wedding series. The first video in this series, the first episode is before I met my husband. Yes, so I have decided to do a before I met my husband before I do the how I met my husband, or how we met, however you want to put it, so this is the before I met my husband. What was I up to? What was I doing? Where was I? Who is Becca before she met Babe, before she met Mike? So this is my life, this is where I have been, this is what I was doing, before I met my darling husband. So guys, I had just finished my NYSC. NYSC is a National Youth Service Corps program, compulsory for all graduates in Nigeria. So far, you are able to graduate before the age of 30. So I had just finished my NYSC, where I did wonderfully well, if I can say that myself. It's alongside Temilade, shout out to you, Blessing, shout out to you, and the rest of you, yourselves. The school where I served in 4 towns comprehensive secondary school. The principal prayed for me so much when I was leaving. Now, a bit of backstory. When I got posted to Akwa Ibom State, as a first class student, you are expected to serve in a university environment. So yeah, I was posted to University of Uyo, but 2 weeks down the line, I was still not accepted. And it was already looking somehow to me. I remember approaching them to say, okay, people, it's been 2 weeks since you posted me here. What is going on? And then they opened up saying that they had a set from batch B and they give them stipend, they give them a good accommodation, and they can't afford to be paying those people and then take people from batch A. You should have told us this. Me, I don't even want to be in the university environment, because as a core member in university environment, I could imagine what I'll be doing. Maybe just going to the studio theater and just hanging around, marking scripts, I don't want to do that. I really wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to impact directly into young people. So I was looking forward to serving in a secondary school before I even understood that first class students would be taken to the university. So that was my opportunity. I said, thank you, ma. Thank you, sir. Could you please give me back my posting letter? So I took it. I ran to the zonal coordinator. I did all of those, I spoke with my friend who was already serving in a secondary school. As at that time, core members had resumed, they were already teaching, they had resumed that they had separate PPAs, and I was just there roaming the streets. So I spoke with my friend, okay, you know what? I need to be in your school. You've told me a lot about this school already, and I want to be in that school. The school is one of the best secondary schools in Akwa Ibom State. In fact, it competes with private schools. So I went to the school, I met the principal, and he said, I'm sorry, we do not accept first class students here. I'm like, I don't understand that. He said, no, he has issues with first class students. When first class students come around, they always feel themselves, they feel pompous, they are so disrespectful. They don't listen to anyone because they feel they know everything. Nobody can tell them what to do, So he is very skeptical about accepting a first class student. Hey, I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I will be well behaved. I will not be like all those other people. Don't worry, by the time you have me, you have a testimony that no, not all first class students are pompous and disrespectful, like you have. That's not a good testimony of first class students, So I pleaded with the man. He said, okay, fine, but he's going to accept me, not because he's convinced, but because he knows Blessing so well, and he trusts that because I'm Blessing's friend, I would behave myself. So I'm like, okay, fine. So this is on trust. Okay, fine. Hopefully I won't disappoint. So I got into the school. Long story short, the principal and I became best friends. He entrusted the children in my care. He trusted me so much that if they are celebrating, say for instance, Commonwealth Day, he would call me up to say address the students. And these are students they are so many. The assembly is so large. But then the principal trusted me that much that I would deliver. So I didn't want to disappoint him. You get. So I would always prepare and then go address the students. In fact, I was responsible for taking the students out for competition, of all sorts. The sweet thing is we always came back with prizes from this competition. So the principal was so proud of me. Myself alongside few other core members were the only ones allowed to teach SS3, prepare them for the West African Senior Secondary School certificate examination. By the time I finished from the school, by the time I finished my service year and I was leaving, the students organized a send forth party. It was so nice. The principal himself called me, called some other teachers alongside my friend Blessing, and he prayed for us. Specifically, he prayed for me. I know that this man was praying for me that I would get a good husband as I'm going out. I'll get a good husband with whom I'll achieve all of my dreams, with whom I'll conquer the world. And I had one eye closed, the other one opened, and I'm like, sir, why can't you say you have good job, you have plenty money? I mean, that's what I have in my mind. What's this husband thing? Oh, I know I'm 26 already, but please do not do it like that. Do not say it that way. I need money and I need all the connections. I need all the money in the world. I need good job. Which one is good husband? Anyways, I said amen, and that was it. Afterwards, he gave me some cash, which was actually very helpful. That cash was life-saving. If I tell you my story, oh God, I think I'll do another story time for this particular story. Towards the end of my service year, sorry, I'm jumping everywhere. I just needed to know where I was coming from. Towards the end of my service year, I had saved up enough to change my phone. As per big girl living service, going back home, I needed to go with some banging phone, and I didn't want anybody to buy it for me. I don't like asking people for money. I mean, not even my parents. I love to own, my properties. So I was so proud of myself that I had saved up, enough to buy a phone. So then I was using an Infinix Hot 4. So a neighbor of mine, a lady, approached me and said, Rebecca, there is this phone I bought when I traveled. I don't need it anymore and I want to sell it. The phone looked actually new, like it's a new phone, and I love the phone. So I said, fine, how much is this? She told me, and I said, okay, fine. I bargained. At the end of the day, she said, okay, fine. You know what? I would accept this price if you give me your old phone alongside the price. So I said, fine, what will I be doing with the phone anyways? So long story short, we exchanged phones. I gave her my phone and some cash, then I collected the new phone. 3 days later, police came to the house and the lady was arrested. Guess what? She sold me a stolen phone. It's not like somebody even sold the stolen phone to her. She stole the phone. And I trusted her so much. She doesn't look like someone that can steal. She did right on the head. I was so... Brethren, when she got to the police station, she mentioned my name, that she sold the phone to a core member in her compound. So the policemen came back. Thank God for the police neighbor I had. I was not taken away. I was not arrested or anything. But I lost the money I used in getting the phone. I lost my old phone, the new phone, and I had to bill myself. The policeman said, oh, no, okay, fine. He will listen to his colleague. But if I don't want to be taken away, I have to do something. I have to pay some money. Ladies and gentlemen, men and women, brethren, I paid with my last cash. Oh God. So that was how I left NYSC penniless, without phone, without money. So when I say that the cash the principal gifted me made sense, it made perfect sense, I know exactly what I'm saying. So fine, he gave me that money and I was so happy. I left Akwa Ibom afterwards with a touchlight phone, it's a tiny phone. We call it touchlight phone. It's a phone that isn't smart. So the phone was so bad that I couldn't make a single call without the aid of an earpiece. So that was how I got home, penniless, phoneless. I went back to Badagry. When I got to Badagry, trust now, I had put out a lot of applications. a lot of things that happened, you know. Part of those applications is the Kashim Bryan Fellowship. You know now, you know the drill. You know I'm now a Kashim Bryan Fellow. So I needed to be following up, you know, on my email. I needed to check my email constantly. So I needed to be online. I needed a phone. Shout out to mom. I love you so much, mama. Mom still literally removed her SIM from her phone and gave me her phone to use. So it was a phone I used. I inserted my SIM. So when my phone was seized in Akwa Ibom, the policeman removed my SIM for me. He said that's the only thing, you know, he can do. That the phones were already taken to the police station, so there is no way he can give it back to me without those people noticing. That when I get to Lagos, they will send the phone to me. If they send it to Mauritius, because it was never sent to me. So he said they will send it to me, and I'm like, okay, fine, beautiful, whatever, whichever way, just ensure you send. So I got home and my mom literally removed SIM from her phone to give to me, so I could check my emails, so I wouldn't miss out on anything. Also, at the time when I got home, I got a writing gig. So someone called me from Abuja, one of the networks I had built when I was in university, from BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. So he called me and said, oh, there is a writing gig happening in Abuja. Am I available? Just the week I returned from service, I'm like, I am available. I am available. So that is where I have been, you know, educational and personal story-wise. But when it comes to relationship-wise, where have you been, Rebecca? Where have you been, Rebecca? Relationship-wise, before then, I had been in a 5 years long relationship where I have lost count of how many times we broke up and made up. Sincerely, I must confess, I didn't have time for that relationship because I was busy dating my books. I was in uni. I didn't want anything to distract me. I was just busy dating my books, and this guy was all over me. He wanted us to date, and I felt fine. Beyond the fact that it would be a long distance relationship and it would give me time to be what I want to be without anybody bugging me. And when I say this, I say it with all sense of sincerity, because my history. Because of my history. I'll come back to the story, sorry. I'll come back. Let me hold it here. My history. I had my first boyfriend at the age of 18 and we broke up 3 months later. Why? He was bugging me. Incessant calls, text messages, visits. I didn't know I was signing up for all those when I accepted that I was going to date this dude. So it felt like a lot of work for me, like it was too much. It was frustrating. So I said, you know what, let's cut this thing. So I was 18. One other thing about all the relationships I had was the fact that I was never truly in love. I mean, I was attracted to these people mostly because they look smart, they sound intelligent, maybe physically they're okay, intellectually they're sound. So I was attracted to them, but there was nothing to sustain it. No. And 99.9% of guys who asked me out at that time ended up irritating me. Like, once a guy asks me out, irritation will just begin. Like, oh my God, I don't know how to explain it. But I literally didn't like anybody who liked me, especially men. When men come for me, I just don't like you. At some point, to be sincere, I gave up on myself loving a guy. I felt I was not made, I was not created to love a man. I felt I didn't have the capacity to have a romantic connection with anyone, you know. So this also affected how I thought about marriage. I didn't really give so much thought to marriage, sincerely, because I felt it to be so much of bondage, so much of unhappiness, so much of wanting to let go, to go out. You know, I don't know if you get it, but this was not just my thing. I remember clearly laughing at girls who were crying over boys, like ladies crying over men, over guys, because I didn't understand it. I'll be like, why is it making you cry? Like, why is a guy, what power have you given a guy to make you sad, to make you feel over him, to make you angry, to make you unwell, to make you ill, to make you sad, to make you cry, to break your heart? Why should a guy have so much hold on you? I didn't understand it. I sincerely didn't understand it. The funny thing is that I have always been with people who were very crazy over me. I've been with people who were crazy over me. So I have concluded within myself that, okay, fine. If at all I would end up with someone, at least to be someone who loves me. So it's not a lose-lose, win-lose, win-win. At the end of the day, I'll be with someone who cares so much about me. And maybe, just maybe, I might get lucky, to grow in love, to grow some affection for the person, So somehow I had given up on love, and I had thought about, just ending up with someone who will be crazy about me, and I will just concentrate on other things. I mean, the guy will tick other boxes: intellectually sound, handsome, spiritually okay, will tick other boxes, but love. So back to the story of this 5-year long relationship. I was in this relationship where basically I was making all the decisions. In theory, it is sweet to say, oh, as a woman, I want to make all the decisions. But in reality, it is frustrating. It is overwhelming. Maybe for some people, it might sound interesting, but sincerely, it is not. It is frustrating. So I have always looked forward to a relationship where my voice mattered. Yes, where my decisions carry weight. Absolutely. But with the man as the head, even as Christ is the head of the church. So guys, I had just returned from a fulfilling NYSC experience, and I just left this 5-year long relationship. And I was in Badagry, full of life, full of energy, full of hope for what the future has in stock. I knew something great would happen to me. I knew that I was born to be great. I knew God had great things in stock for me. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. So I was in Badagry. My mom had given me her phone. My SIM was in there. I had gotten that writing gig. Then one day, somehow, I think 2 weeks after I returned from NYSC, I uploaded a friend's picture. It was a friend's birthday, so I uploaded his picture. Then someone replied, on the picture. Someone commented and said, "So you still have my number?" And I looked at the name, Mike. FB should be Facebook, so I must have met this person on Facebook. Mike, I do not remember you. Hello, who are you? Is this person capable of making me fall in love and spinning the entire story? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and share with others. Do hang around for other episodes from this wedding series. Till my next video, be good.